feel like that's pretty obvious, but basically, with the front of the transfer, you are giving her basically a hug. And so how I always go is I always stand right here between her
Do you want
legs.
to make sure I'm locked?
Yeah, these ones. Oh,
And
these
do you
ones.
want me closer?
Maybe, but I was going to talk about just
Okay.
the stance first. But
Okay.
basically, you want her legs between your legs, and you're always checking to make sure both feet are flat. You don't want them crossed. You don't want them slightly weird to a side or slightly weird to the other side, because Nancy's just had a lot of problems in the past with accidentally twisting her ankle or breaking it or other injuries. And so you want to make sure that her feet are flat. And so you'll come in over here, and normally I go like this, and she's already ready, and she'll take her arms out too, like she's about to give me a giant hug. And I grab her right under her arms and put my hands like this. I'll have you come stand right here, and I'll show what I'm doing.
Okay.
But again, it's like a big hug, and you're wrapping right back here on like the middle of her back, basically.
And then
And
you're
you're gripping your hand together and like just holding her in this big giant like bear hug. And so when you're actually transferring, you can use it like the transfer board. She doesn't tend to use it very often because she doesn't really like it, but we're kind of get her closer to where the destination is. And with the back of the transfer, when that giant bear hug is going on, you're grabbing basically like the bottom of her shirt, the top of her pants, the top of her garments, and the top of the brief. And you're grabbing all of that in your hands with both of them, just like right near the middle of the back as well. And so what your job is you are trying to make sure that she's landing in the right spot and that she's not gonna like fall somewhere weird. So if you come back here, so you'll put one of your legs on one side of the wheelchair wheel and one of your legs on the other side, just to kind of also make sure that the wheelchair is somewhat stable. It has the brakes, but sometimes it can still move a tiny bit. And so what you'll do from here is you'll grab the shirt and everything, like I was saying, and I'll grab you in the giant bear hug, and you'll grab down here and grab all of this. So not up here, but down here, and you'll grip everything.
You're gonna give me a wedgie.
I'm gonna give
Basically,
you a wedgie.
it's kind of like that. It's yeah.
Okay.
And so
And then my hand.
just both your hands gripping down here, all of the fabric.
Got it.
And then, because Nancy is deaf fully and she cannot hear you if you are screaming in either ear, you have to rock her. And so you'll slightly go 1, 2, and 3. That is how she will know that you are about to start transferring. If you do not rock her, she will not know. It is always good to prepare her. But so on 3, you will be lifting up and over and making sure that she's placing right here.
Okay.
And what I will be doing is going from a squatting position to almost standing and turning to my left. And so we'll try that, okay? All right. 1, 2, 3. That was kind of crazy, but
I had no choice in the matter. I went.
but just try to keep yourself stable. Try to kind of
Turn and face that way.
sorry. Try to keep yourself kind of stable. If you're really off, I kind of was. If you're really off, you might trip over yourself. You might stumble over yourself, so on and so forth. But
Do you want to do it one more time so they can see it, or do you want to go from here to there?
we can go the other way back. Do you want to do the other way back? So it's the same thing. You're getting this giant bear hug, gripping her fully on the back, and then counting to 3 and going 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry.
I was okay. What did
Sorry.
you trip over?
Your leg. My leg was in the way.
Oh, okay. Anybody want
I
to?
feel like it's mainly because Nancy's legs are a lot skinnier, so I don't think I'm used to it.
Right.
But that's essentially what it is.
Any questions you want to ask? Because what we're going to do is, after I demonstrate a couple more, we're going to split up, and then you're going to do that.
I wanted to add something.
What?
I wanted to add something.
Yeah.
A lot. The ways that we can get her to spin, is leaning over, and then,
Notice.
They say you're supposed to usually,
Show how much how much you were squatting.
So I also played volleyball, so I'm used to squatting down that low. But you're getting down to her full level. Like you want to be face level with her.
And as
Because if
the
you're
way,
like this, you're bending at your waist, and that's going to hurt your back. And if you're like too low, I don't think that's really going to hurt you, but you might just like spring up really fast and do something crazy. But
So in my training, those of you that have come through my training, we talk about waist to waist. And that's kind of basically what she's saying. If your waist is where my waist is, then you're in the right spot. If you're up too high, you're going to use your back instead of your legs. And if you're too low, you're just working your legs harder than you need to, which, hey, whatever works,
like
right?
props to you, but
Yeah.
it's not fully necessary.
Okay. Do you want to see it from a different perspective so you can see?
Do you want to do like on the other side, maybe?
Are you guys, because you're seeing her side. Is that good enough? Okay, cool. All right. Thank you, Freddie.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. Okay, we'll be using you again in a minute because we'll have you kind of help with that. All right, good.